If you could change any choices you have ever made, would you? You can always make another choice and change the course of your success. Everyone has the potency to make inspired choices. Get ready to listen, share, and experience the creativity that is you. Now, here is the host of Inspired Choices radio show, Christine McIver.
All right. Welcome, everyone, to tonight's show. I am your host, Christine McIver, and tonight we are talking about why making money is a responsibility and not a desire. So if you're joining live, welcome. If you are joining from Facebook, welcome all my Facebook friends. I'm happy to have you here. And if you are alive in the chat room, well, you're just extra special to me. So thank you for coming tonight. So I am your host, Christine McIver. I'm also a business optimization expert, and I am someone who loves, I have so much joy and hope for people really stepping into their brilliance and really expanding into everything that's possible for who they are. You know, one of my downfalls oftentimes is I see the possibilities in someone else more than they see it in themselves. And that's not really cool, right? So what's very, very important is that each and every one of us really do step into our brilliance, and we really do have what it takes to step out there in the world. And we need to really lean into that more and more every day. And we need to take responsibility. And that's what I really want to talk about tonight, because so many of us are not taking the responsibility that we need to be taking. And we're not actually stepping up. We're buying into a lot of the crap that's going on in the world. And that's not necessary. So if you're someone who you're in your own business, you're struggling financially, you're struggling to figure out exactly which direction to go in, or you're ready to take your business to the next level, you're ready to seriously up level, and you're trying to figure out where the gaps are, where the stop points are, and how to put your systems and strategy in place, I would love to hear from you. That is something that I love to do. I have so much pleasure doing it, and I'm actually very good at it. And you know what? I'm happy to be able to say that, because if you are someone who is able to own your capacities and own your gifts, you're somebody that's going to change the world, and you're somebody that's going to change your world. And that's extremely important, because why else did we come here, right? So I would love to hear from you. You can email me, Christine@inspiredchoices.ca. You can always check me out on my website or on any social media platforms. You'll find me there. And of course, you'll be able to find me here on Inspired Choices Network and on more than 450 platforms. Get your favorite podcast platform, get your favorite TV. You have a smart TV, you'll find Inspired Choices Network there, and you can watch us on your favorite TV, or you can grab your smartphone and you can go into your app store and you can get our own Inspired Choices Network app, and you can listen to us live, or you can listen to all the on-demand shows. So let's get into tonight's show. Why making money is a responsibility, not a desire. Yes, most people in business desire to make money. Of course we desire to make money. It is actually a responsibility for you as a business owner, especially, to make money. It's a responsibility. And I know that there are a lot of people are probably going to be triggered by what I'm going to say tonight, but I really would love to invite you to be open to what I'm saying tonight, and really open to the possibility that this could be a game changer for you tonight. And this is something that has really been coming into my mind a great deal over the last several years. And it's just been growing and growing and growing. And of recent, this is so important for all of us to get this and to have fun in our lives. So please stay open. When you learn about what your responsibility is in the area of money and what it really means, it may change your bottom line more than you can even imagine. Tonight, we're going to be talking about what it is to really show up and take your responsibilities seriously while enjoying business more than you have ever before. Have you ever imagined taking more responsibility and having more pleasure? and having more prosperity and wealth. This is so important. I'm not talking about just being rich. I'm talking about wealth. And I'm talking about why that is a huge responsibility for each and every person, but most especially for people who are in their own business. So let's start to break this down. If you are in your own business, a business idea came to you so that it could come through you because the energy of that business matched you. Okay. And if you want to talk more about that, go back and check about a ton of my shows on business where I talk about that, how your business came to you so it could come through you. You're a match. You're an energetic match for that business and what that business can become. All right. So you may not be there right now with your abilities, with your understanding, with your capacities, but your business came to you because of the possibilities that you present. So I want you to really keep that in the forefront of your mind. Now, it really is when a business comes to you to come through you, and I'll use myself as an example. When the Inspired Choices Network came to me to come through me, I want you to understand, I was already in business. All right. I had been, I was in human resources for 20 years. And then I went into coaching. I was coaching individuals one-on-one. I was doing private personal coaching. And then I was doing business coaching, just really just starting out in it. And when I became a radio show host, that was exciting for me, but I didn't see it as anything more than kind of like an advertising piece for what I did with my clients. And one day, it's a long story, but one day I was propelled to ask about producing. So I was on another platform. The Inspired Choices Network wasn't born yet. I was on another platform and I was actually prompted to ask about producing. Well, within a very short period of time, I actually didn't ask about producing. The producer asked me if I'd ever thought about it. And I was like, wow, I didn't even know what the heck that meant. I didn't know anything about what that entailed. But I was at this point in my life where I had been trying a lot of things and the business wasn't growing. I felt like I just kept hitting that ceiling, right? Have any of you been there? I just felt like, what is wrong? Why am I not getting any traction with what I'm doing? And I loved doing what I did, but I was not getting moving. And so when this offer was presented to me, I thought, well, it's not like I'm swamped off my feet with business. What do I have to lose? Which, by the way, is one of the ways that the universe tricks you into stepping up oftentimes. So do check in on that. So I said yes to producing. And in such a short period of time, in less than 6 months, I was actually the least owner of that platform and I was doing really well. Things were growing very quickly and I was learning on the fly. And I was having fun too. I was really having fun, which surprised me because I didn't know I was going to have fun, right? And then when the business, it was about a year and a half after this, that my business was really pulling on me to start my own platform. And this is when the Inspired Choices Network was tapping on my shoulder. Well, when I said yes to this, I was scared out of my mind. I was scared out of my mind because I knew this was a huge commitment. It was a big financial investment. And I had no clue at whether I could be successful or not. And it actually put a great deal more weight on my shoulders to step up, to really, really step up. And oftentimes when we're really scared, we will do the opposite. We will go back into that safe space. Oh, I could have said, yeah, you know what? I'm just going to work at getting more coaching clients. I'm just going to do that. And at the time I was doing websites, I thought, lots of people need websites. I could do those other things and I'll be fine, right? But the pull was so strong. The pull was immensely strong. And I'm incredibly grateful that it was. It was everything, everywhere I turned. It was in my mind. It was in my heart. It was really pulling on me to really step forward and to create Inspired Choices Network under its own umbrella and really have it expand and expand and expand. So I want you to understand this very clearly. I had no vision of this. I had no vision of this when I started my business. I had no clue that this was going to be part of who I was and what I did in the world. So I said yes, and I had some amazing people that were surrounding me, that had my back. I want to give a huge shout out to Sharon Lewis. She's a dear friend, and she's a smart woman and technically savvy, and she understood what it took, and she knew how to make connections with people to support what we were building. And Inspired Choices Network was born in 2017. Well, at that point, I had no idea how big this was actually going to become. I had no idea what it was going to be. And I was very happy because financially, I really needed some success. And so I was pushing really hard. I was pushing so hard to succeed. And at that time, when I just originally launched the network, I was still running my other business. When I launched it, I had worked so hard that I physically wore my body out so badly that I got shingles. And it really did me in for a long time. Now, I only took off a week to try to heal while I was still half in and out of doing the network and had amazing people assisting with everything. And then a week after this, I flew to Rome for another week of training, where I don't even know how I survived that week because my adrenals were shot and I was exhausted. I didn't even know how exhausted I was. So here I go, and I come back, and because I had pushed my body so hard and I didn't go into recovery, it took me several months to start coming back from that and to start really taking care of me and taking care of my body. And so I was forced to take the time to heal. How many of you have ever been forced? Your body had to force you to stop and to take a step back. Well, I did that. And then I would come back out and I would work hard and work hard and work hard and work hard. And what I was doing was I was really coming from the space of, I have to, I need to, I should. And it was really about survival for me. It wasn't about thrival. I did think about, well, wouldn't that be really cool to thrive in my business? But honestly, it was for sure at least another 2 years where I was struggling so bad that I thought, yeah, I don't know if this is ever going to happen. And so I continued down this path of trying to continue and I kept choosing, yes, I kept checking in, and, I would have breakdowns all the time, and because the money didn't seem to be coming and it wasn't coming. And, I worked with amazing people like my friend Melissa, and we would check in on the energy of the business, and the business was saying, yes, it wanted to continue to go. But something had to change. My perspective had to change, and my choices had to change. But the biggest thing that had to change was how I was looking at things from the inside out. And that was what was key to me beginning to change it. Money still stayed in the center of all of this equation. And I started to learn more and more about the connection between pleasure and money. And after the break, I'm going to dive in a little bit deeper and start to show you why it's your responsibility, well beyond the fact that you need to feed your body and you need to house yourself, way beyond that, and why most of us are coming from the wrong direction in the way that we are doing this. So you are listening to the Inspired Choices show here on the Inspired Choices Network. I am your host, Christine McIver. Thank you all so much for being here. If you are watching on Facebook, I would love for you to come and join us in the Inspired Choices Network. Just come in the menu bar and click on the chat room. If you have any questions or comments, I'd love to see them in the chat room. So stick with me. We'll be right back after this break.
Many of us make choices in our lives based on our past experiences or what others believe. What would our lives be like if we made our choices based on what we desire for our futures? When you join Inspired Choices Radio Show with Coach Christine McIver, you'll be provoked to look at what is true and what you know but may not choose that requires your attention. Christine does not hold back and brings all her expertise during each and every show. Are you ready to create the life and the living you truly desire? Listen for Inspired Choices Radio Show every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, and 5 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
Are you a subject matter expert? Are you here to share your expertise with an audience waiting to hear from you in only the way you can deliver? Are you ready to have your voice amplified across the airwaves? Inspired Choices Network has a global radio platform streaming to millions of people across the world. Professionally produced and supported by an accomplished team every step of the way, you can broadcast from anywhere in the world, knowing your voice matters, and we ensure it is delivered with ease and efficiency. Eager to hear your message, the world awaits. Contact us today to become an Inspired Choices Network radio host. Email becomeahost@inspiredchoicesnetwork.com.
This is the Inspired Choices Show with Coach Christine McIver. To participate in the program, join our live studio audience in our chat room at InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can also make the choice to ask or comment by email by sending to Christine@InspiredChoices.ca. Now, back to the program.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining. You are listening to Inspired Choices with myself, Christine McIver, here on the Inspired Choices Network. And tonight we're talking about why making money is a responsibility and not a desire. Now, of course, it's a desire. And I just was kind of playing on words to really poke at people, because this topic about it being a responsibility is a huge, huge topic. And it's something that I'm going to be diving into a lot more with people around their businesses and around them taking the focus from themselves and having it out there. So most of us have our focus around primarily starting with us, right? And of course we need to, as I said, feed ourselves, house ourselves, take care of our personal needs, for sure, for sure. That is a given. But the fact of the matter is that most of us are so focused downward into our own lives that we're not actually utilizing both the opportunity of why we came here and the greater need of the world to create for ourselves and for the world. And that's what's actually holding us back. That's one of the biggest things that's holding us back. You know, a lot of people talk about what really wanting to change the world, and everybody has an opinion that's worth about as much as toilet paper, you know, nothing. Everybody has an opinion. They think things should be done differently. They think, oh, you know, politicians should do this, you know, doctors should do this, scientists should do this. These people, the people, the really, really rich people should do this. And it's like everybody has a friggin' opinion. And you know what? Your opinion means absolutely shit. It means absolutely shit if you're not willing to put your money behind it. And that's really where I want to poke at you tonight, because if you want to change the world, then you need to step up and make the money that can change the world. If you have this big, huge heart and you want to feed the hungry people in another country that, you know, they're living in poverty, then stop whining and complaining and get your butt in gear and focus on the bigger picture. Understand, when you start to really understand in your mind that you have a responsibility, that you were born, you were a miracle that you even came into body. You are a miracle. And I saw this really cool post the other day, and it said, there's so many people, there's so many beings that have wanted to come into body. You won the lottery in getting into a body. What if you actually used that in your mind as a perspective? What if you use that in your mind that you won the friggin' lottery and you can't sit around playing the victim and moaning and whining about your financial situation or about your ex or about your kids or about anybody? You don't have any time to whine. This is a privilege. And this privilege that you wanted to have the opportunity to take, you wanted to come here for way more things just to moan and complain. I can tell you that. And when you leave your body, my interesting point of view is you're going to be kicking your ass because you're going to be wishing, what the hell was I thinking? Why was I so in the victim? Why was I so much in a pity party when I so wanted to go there? I so wanted to go, and I wanted to help to change the world. What if you started to really look at it from that perspective? Do you understand that your focus is going to change, and you're not going to buy your pity party anymore? You're not going to be buying your whining and complaining, and you are certainly not going to be allowing yourself to play small. You are going to challenge the shit out of yourself. You are going to step yourself up, and you are going to expand. You know what? That self-doubt, it's going to go away when you've got your eye on the prize. You're not going to let anything stop you. You're going to be like, you know what? That doesn't matter. Little me, I'm going to have all the pleasure in the world that I want. I absolutely know that. But my game is to play bigger. My game is to make the change that I know I came here to do, and I know that it is possible. And when you come from that perspective, you see beyond miles and miles and miles beyond where you've ever seen before, because now you're ready to see it. Have you ever heard, be careful what you say to some people? You got to check in on what they can hear. Be careful what you are willing to only look at. Be willing to look way beyond where you've ever looked before. Playing the victim in your life for any length of time is actually like taking a knife to your gut. And I have played the victim plenty in my life. So I'm speaking from experience. I thought I was so fucking hard done by. I thought, you know what? My father died when I was, 23 years old. And oh, poor me. I didn't have my father there to help me financially. And then I thought, oh, poor me. I married a man who, he was an alcoholic, and now I'm a single mother and I don't have any money. Oh, poor me. I married a second man. He had a drug habit, and oh, he was mean and cruel. Oh, poor me. Like, I didn't have any choice. You always have choice. And you can have shitty times, and you can be sad. That's not what I'm talking about. Being sad and being a victim is very different. Don't buy into this bullshit. You get so used to the victim energy that you actually can't see out of it. You oftentimes need somebody to kick your ass. Well, I'm here. I'm here to kick your ass because I believe that you came here to play a bigger game, and you have the ability to contribute to a world that we absolutely require right now. Now, what does it take for you to play that bigger game? The very first thing that it takes is you have to do your internal work. So if you're willing to be honest, even just with yourself, and you're willing to say, you know what, I'm playing the victim. I was playing the victim about this. I need to look at this. I need to dive into this. And, I have 3 people right now in the chat room with me who are amazing people who have supported me when I was really struggling, really struggling. And I'll tell you, the one thing that I really appreciate about myself is I don't care how ugly it gets. I am going to share it with somebody to get help, because I am willing to do what it takes to get on the other side of it. Would you be willing? Would you be willing to do whatever it takes so that you can move forward into the area of your life and creating a world that is so different from the world that we have today that nothing will stop you, that you will never be embarrassed, that you will allow yourself to have the emotions, that you will allow yourself to have the tears, that you will allow yourself to say to someone, I really need help. I really, really need help. Would you be willing to do that? Because I'll tell you something, that is number one. That is the biggest thing that is going to help you, really support you to move forward in playing a bigger game. And it is your responsibility. If you think that just feeding yourself is enough, no, it's not enough. The world needs intelligence. The world needs wisdom. The world needs leaders. The world doesn't need more soup kitchens. And I'm sorry, but that's the God's truth. We don't need more soup kitchens. The people that don't have the money to feed themselves, they need to be motivated and inspired. They need to be shown the way, not just fed. I mean, the most famous story of all, right, is teach a man to fish, and he fishes and he has food the rest of his life. I don't know the whole story properly in these 10 seconds, but if you're just going to feed somebody, and if all you're doing is focusing on the poor, you're going to be creating and adding more to the poor and the lack in the world. And when you are focusing over there, it's just like this. I have for a long time, and people are going to come at me probably through this one, but I have for a very long time said, no, I do not support the Canadian Cancer Society or the Cancer Society. I don't give money to that. I will give money to empowering people. I will give money to empowering people's health, to supporting people to become healthier. I will support that all the day long, but I'm not going to put energy, time, or money into focusing on lack of health, because that is going to beget more lack of health. Well, the exact same thing is true about us focusing on the poor. If you keep paying attention to something and you keep giving it energy, it will grow. And I'm not going to get into that long time tonight, but that is absolutely where we are at in this world. You have got to check your energy. Where is your energy? Where is your focus? Where are you putting the importance in your life and in the world to change it, and doing that with your business? So the first thing that you need to do is you need to do your internal work, no matter what it takes. Check yourself. You also need to focus on your mindset. You need to be checking yourself every day. I have read so many motivational books. I am listening to motivational books all the time. I'm writing down affirmations, things that empower me. I am continuously marinating in the energy of possibility and hope and knowing that more is greater. People ask me, what do you do for fun? And I need to do more for fun, for sure. But this is fun to me because it inspires me and it motivates me to step up more in my reality. Now, I'll tell you what a lot of us do is a lot of us step up into our reality from a not great beginning point, not a great focus. So I'm going to tell you this story, and then we're going to go to our next break. So I was at a training. This was right before I started producing. I was in a training in 2013. And I was at this training and I was really in my feelings. I was really in my feelings and I was really emotional, and I didn't kind of have the GPS for what was going on for me. And I was really over the top emotional. And the speaker or the facilitator there that day had a tendency to laugh at people and to make fun at people to try to provoke them to move forward. I understand that. It wasn't kind for me that day. Obviously did something, because here I am. But he said something that day and everybody in the room started to laugh, like laughing at me. And I'm telling you guys, if you ever had a moment as a child where you felt like everybody was laughing at you, that is exactly what I felt. I was shaking so badly that day. And there was a woman there who had her own radio station. And when he made whatever comment he made, she got up and said something. Oh yeah, she was trying to manipulate me and blah, 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 to work with me on the radio station and all this stuff. And I was like, oh, I could feel the anger side of me coming out. And I'll tell you, okay, cover the children's ears right now. I tell you, I was like, fuck you. And I left there, recovered from that trauma, because it was a trauma, but that propelled me. It really fueled me beyond where I was. But it fueled me to step up to producing. It fueled me to step up to really stepping into this business that I have today. But in the beginning, because it came from that energy of like, to hell with you people, I'm going to show you, like, this real resentment energy, because it was coming from that, there was a stop. I was constantly hitting a stop. I was focusing on them, and I was sending out negative energy towards them because they hurt me. I wanted payback, and I wanted to show them that I was well better than they were. Well, I know that, but I wasn't coming from this space of calm within myself at the time. I was coming from the to hell with you energy. And that energy was actually keeping me down, and it was keeping me down in my business because I was still in that proving energy, right? I was still in that proving energy. Well, when you're in proving energy, you don't believe in yourself. You don't have that level of confidence and knowing that you can move beyond. And that's another piece that you're responsible for. You're responsible to get so in touch with your brilliance and be willing to step up, not from a place of arrogance, but from a place of strength, that this is what I have to contribute to the world and my business and everyone around me. And so it's so key that I want you to understand that I was outward focused, which was only moving me forward just slightly. And what I really needed to do was I needed to be really inward focused on what was important, what was really, truly important. So I want you to ask yourself, what energy are you adding to the pot of your life when you're in the victim energy or you're in the resentment energy? Think about that. Dr. Wayne Dyer, one of my very, very favorite and first time ever spiritual people that I heard, he talked about when you have an orange and you squeeze the orange, what comes out of the orange? And it seemed incredibly obvious. Everyone said orange juice. And he said, so milk doesn't come out or Coca-Cola doesn't come out. He said, no, everybody said orange juice. But when somebody squeezes you, what comes out of you? Back then, what came out of me was anger and resentment and victim energy. And that's not attractive for anything. And it's certainly not a contribution for my business. So first and foremost, my responsibility was get straight with me and really come from that space of what is important. And what is important here on planet Earth is to make a lot of money and have it come from the space of prosperity and, of seriously contributing both to yourself and to the world so that we can change what's not working. All right. We're going to go for our second break. You're listening to Christine McIver, that's me, on Inspired Choices Network on my show called Inspired Choices. Stick around, my friends. We'll be right back.
Many of us make choices in our lives based on our past experiences or what others believe. What would our lives be like if we made our choices based on what we desire for our futures? When you join Inspired Choices Radio Show with Coach Christine McIver, you'll be provoked to look at what is true and what you know but may not choose that requires your attention. Christine does not hold back and brings all her expertise during each and every show. Are you ready to create the life and the living you truly desire? Listen for Inspired Choices Radio Show every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, and 5 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
How wonderful would it be to carry your favorite Inspired Choices Network host with you throughout your day? Well, now you can. Inspired Choices Network now has its very own mobile app. Our free app offers live streaming shows, along with thousands of podcasts and TV episodes. Our shows cover a wide variety of topics. Whether you're waking up with us, carrying us through the day, and taking us to bed with you, we're always here for you to enjoy. We're easy to find. Just search for Inspired Choices Network in the Apple App Store or Google Play Store.
This is the Inspired Choices Show with Coach Christine McIver. To participate in the program, join our live studio audience in our chat room at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. You can also make the choice to ask or comment by email by sending to christine@inspiredchoices.ca. Now, back to the program.
All right, my friends, thank you so much for being here tonight. If you've just joined us, this is Inspired Choices with myself, Christine McIver, here on the Inspired Choices Network. Tonight, we are talking all about your responsibility and your responsibility to make money and how it's not a desire. A lot of people say that they desire to make money, but here's the twist on this. Most people aren't. I don't know what the numbers are. I didn't have time to look all that stuff up today before I started the show tonight. But I can tell you that the majority of people in the world are not wealthy. The majority of people in the world are not in a place of strength around their financial situation. And 99.9% of them are worrying. And I know that because that was me. That was absolutely me. And what started to shift for me was when I started to really look at this responsibility piece and how when we are living in lack, when we are living from that space of there's not enough money, we're actually living in a false world. So let me tell you about that. People think that this is the reality of this world. And people think that the reality of this world is that there is not enough and that it's cruel and it's unkind. But that's all a lie. That is not the truth of this world. The truth of this world, if you were to take all the humans off the planet, the truth of this world is that it is rich. Imagine if you were just flying, hovering in a helicopter around the whole world, and you were just looking at the world itself, and you were looking at the beautiful mountains. I mean, they are absolutely breathtaking here in Canada. They take your breath away. I want so much to drive across Canada and just to take, about a month driving and just loving up on all the beauty here in Canada. Then imagine all the gorgeous oceans and all of the outstanding lakes. Look at all of the beauty that's there. Look at all the different plants and the different trees and all the amazing, amazing animals and mammals. And there's so much richness in this world, in this earth. This earth has withstood so much. And yet it stands more beautiful than it ever has because there's no lack. Lack is a lie. There is only wealth and prosperity. Lack is coming from what we as humans are creating. You see, if you understand history, you understand that in order for a few people to be wealthy, the masses had to be controlled. And in the way that they were controlled was through lies. And they were told that they were, they should be shameful and that there wasn't enough money and that they should be giving more and more to the kings and the queens and all these people, right? So the lies that were created for the few to be wealthy, they kept multiplying and multiplying. And then we created a legacy of families that were continuously each getting worse and worse with each legacy, with each with each new generation. They had more and more problems, and they had more and more negative thinking, and they had more and more challenges financially because all the negative just kept growing and growing and growing. And the belief system around, well, look, this is what our family went through. This is what our parents had to deal with. Like, suck it up, you don't have it bad and all that kind of nonsense. It's bullshit. It's absolute bullshit. And all of this lack and lies is a way to keep you controlled. It's a way to keep you controlled. And I want to invite you, I seriously want to invite you to look at the truth, and the truth being that it is 100% prosperous to be on planet Earth with the right perspective. With the right perspective. And when you are honestly in that mindset of knowing that there is absolutely no lack of anything on the planet, there's no lack of love, there's no lack of money, there's no lack of opportunities, that when you really see that no matter what, you can grow and you can become more and more prosperous, you can change the world. You can change the world. So if you are living from a heart-centered space, especially with your business, and you care deeply about what other people, how other people are living and surviving, then I want to encourage you to become a leader. Don't become somebody who is just donating and donating and donating. Become a leader and change your own world. This is your responsibility. You need to be setting this pace. You need to have the opportunities to make the money, to make the wealth, to leave a legacy of wealth, to teach the world that we can create amazingness here. You need to be that person so that when you are gone, you have left a legacy to be proud of. And isn't that why you came in the first place? Didn't you come to the planet to have fun and to play and have enjoyment, to be in joy? Well, this planet is run on money. This is not the one that's just run on kisses. This is not the one that's run on, looking cute. This is the one that is run on money. So in order for you to play on planet Earth, and in order for you to be a contributor to planet Earth, it requires you to do that checkup from the neck up and get straight with money. Get straight with your responsibility. When you are willing to step up and do whatever it takes, and you seriously look outside of yourself at the bigger piece of the responsibility, you're going to seriously start to take yourself out of the equation. Not take yourself out of it completely, but take yourself out of the equation from the victim energy, from the worrying about what people think of me energy, from the, oh my God, what if I fail energy? You are going to be looking beyond all of that nonsense, because it's nonsense. Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit what anybody else thinks about you? Who cares? If you're right with you and you're right with the universe or your God, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. And if you can look yourself in the eyes every single night and say, you know what, Christine, you did a good job today. If you can do that, the next day, you are going to be so energized and so fueled to move forward that we're going to feel a shift under our feet. You have this ability. I want you to understand this. But you're looking too deeply within yourself. You're still in that victim energy, like, oh my God, it's really bad out here and things are tough and I'm not going to have enough money and all of that. I understand that. That was me. I get it. But when I started to really see that when I step up, and it's like the Inspired Choices Network showed up before I showed up fully. It was pulling me along to say, step up, Christine, come on. We know you can do this. We need you here. When you can step up and you can be the leader, whether anybody's following you or not, when you can be the leader and start to change your own reality by focusing out on the bigger picture, I'm telling you, your problems are going to start to fade away. And when you are in that energy and you're in that space, watch out. Watch out, because prosperity is coming, my friend. Prosperity is coming because the energy that you are being is no longer victim and boo-hoo and low vibrational energies. The energy you are being is a strong, really up there, positive possibilities, knowing energy. When you're in that energy, my friends, that's when you can move mountains. And that's when you are going to change what isn't working in your life. And you're going to start to step out on a whole new plane. It is going to be so much fun. And it's so much fun when you know every single day, money is coming to me. Money is coming to me because I'm focusing on the bigger picture. I'm no longer buying into the man-made lies. I know that there is prosperity everywhere. I used to joke with my mom, God bless her, she's been gone now for 2 months, but now I've got another angel up there watching me and helping me. But I used to joke with my mom because she worried a lot about money, you guys. She worried a lot about money. And I understand that's where she came from. She had all these kids and she had a wild husband who liked to take risks. And I get it. She was trying to, keep all the, make the ends meet, as she used to say. And when she would tell me about, oh, things are tough, Christine, you got to be careful. And money is, something's going on in the world and we're going to have a recession soon and all this. And I would joke with her and I would say, Mom, was there a bonfire? And she would be like, what? And I would say, was there a bonfire? And she'd be like, what are you talking about? I said, well, did they burn a whole bunch of money last night? Oh, Christine. I could just hear, oh, Christine. And I'd say, no, like seriously, Mom, there's no less money in the world today than there was yesterday. So when you are hearing this on the news, when you are hearing all the big changes, yes, there are changes happening. Okay. But where are you coming from with those changes? Okay. People go, oh, that was when I started my business, there was this recession going on. And when this was happening, there was a recession going on. And when this was happening. And do you know what? It's so funny because I don't pay attention to that stuff anymore. I haven't for quite a while. And I didn't realize that the year that I started my business, there was a huge recession going on. I wasn't paying any attention to that. And therefore, when you're not paying attention to that, it really is not going to impact you and take a hold of your mind and shift your energy and have you focus away from the bigger picture and the truth of the fact that there is endless wealth in the world. Now, the real question is, are you ready to step into this responsibility and start stepping out of your victim mentality? And whether you are being the victim or playing the victim or coming from the space of, oh my God, I don't know what's happening, even once a week, that's impacting you. Now that's different from saying, okay, I don't know which direction to go. I need support. That's a whole different conversation. You know when you are in victim energy or when you are in overwhelm energy. They're very different places. When you're in overwhelm, you reach out for help and you move forward and you take the advice of somebody who's done that before you. That's the difference. If that's you and you would like support, I would love to hear from you. My email is christine@inspiredchoices.ca. You can contact me. You can find me across social media, and you can certainly listen to the well over 300 shows that I've done here on the network. And I would love, love, love to support you so that together we can make a difference in the world. And we can most certainly get out of this victim mentality and start to shift our reality into wealth for everyone. All right, my friends, we're up for our third break of the show. Stick around. We got a little bit more before we're done tonight. We'll see you on the other side.
Many of us make choices in our lives based on our past experiences or what others believe. What would our lives be like if we made our choices based on what we desire for our futures? When you join Inspired Choices Radio Show with Coach Christine McIver, you'll be provoked to look at what is true and what you know but may not choose that requires your attention. Christine does not hold back and brings all her expertise during each and every show. Are you ready to create the life and the living you truly desire? Listen for Inspired Choices Radio Show every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, and 5 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
How wonderful would it be to carry your favorite Inspired Choices Network host with you throughout your day? Well, now you can. Inspired Choices Network now has its very own mobile app. Our free app offers live streaming shows, along with thousands of podcasts and TV episodes. Our shows cover a wide variety of topics. Whether you're waking up with us, carrying us through the day, and taking us to bed with you, we're always here for you to enjoy. We're easy to find. Just search for Inspired Choices Network in the Apple App Store or Google Play Store.
This is the Inspired Choices Show with Coach Christine McIver. To participate in the program, join our live studio audience in our chat room at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. You can also make the choice to ask or comment by email by sending to christine@inspiredchoices.ca. Now, back to the program.
All right. All right, my friends. Well, we are rounding the corner on the show. We've just got a few minutes left, and I really do want to kind of bring a few things home for you to really focus on. First of all, I want to invite you to continue to fill up your mind, your heart, and your soul with really powerful leadership through books, through audiobooks, through events, through even podcasts like this. We have over 6,000 shows here on the network you can listen to, watch. We have nearly 1,000 TV episodes actually that you can watch now. Get the Inspired Choices Network app. There's no excuse for not getting filled up, getting your mind and your cup filled up with positive possibilities. There's no excuse. So don't buy that. You do not have to spend a lot of money going to university. You can get your cup filled up with great content like we have here on the Inspired Choices Network. So that's one thing. Keep filling your cup up. I want you to stay out of the chaos of the world. As much as you want to, you get hooked, it's like an addiction, getting hooked to all of the chaos. I want you to stay out of the chaos of what's going on in the world. It is one of the biggest things that can suck your energy and shift your mindset, because it's this group mentality that there's so much lack in the world. Stay away from the chaos. It's not going to do you any good. And if you need to know something, if you need to know that there's a big world war coming, eventually it will get to you because you're communicating with people in some way. So stay away from the news, stay away from all of that chaos. Watch, be very mindful of what you're allowing into your mind and into your heart. That's going to make a big, big difference. I want you to go into knowing, I want you to absolutely know that you did not come here to be poor. No one did. That is a learned behavior that you can absolutely change. That is within your grasp to change it. I also want you to know that your business has your back. Your business would not have come to you to come through you if it didn't have your back. Go listen to last week's show, If Your Business Could Talk, What Would It Be Saying? And I want you to also know, and this is a really, really big one, is that money has your back. Money actually has your back and wants to come to you to support you, especially when you are in this positive mindset, because money wants to be played with, money wants to multiply, and money wants to be the source to assist in contributing to the changes that we all require. This is within your grasp. Know that this can change, and know that none of your past experiences have to dictate your future. You have the ability to change it, and you have the ability to have more joy and more pleasure in your life than you've ever even imagined that you could. If you don't know anybody that has gone through that and has come out and is having more fun, well, you do now, because that's me. And I absolutely was there, and I most certainly am not anymore. I'm incredibly grateful for your listening. I'm incredibly grateful for everyone contributing now and in the future. And if you'd like to learn more about what I do, or you'd like to learn more about the Inspired Choices Network, you can contact me, Christine, at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com, at inspiredchoices.ca, or you can go over to our network, inspiredchoicesnetwork.com, and you can find out a lot there. All right, my friends, until next week, I want you to remember, you can always make another choice. Bye for now.
Thank you for choosing to listen to Inspired Choices Radio Show. Christine McIver will return next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, and 5 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. We hope you'll join us. Until then, be willing to choose what you really desire. This is your life, making the choices that bring you all that you desire.